Hey everybody, it's Rob from Flailthroughs. This is Gundam Battle Operation 2, and this is a guest video from Demolition Hound, a before and after in the Schuzrum DS. As I've said before, Sturm DS would be a better translation. It is the same word that begins Sturmfaust, which, the German word for storm. So, yeah, this is the Storm DS. It is, more heavily armed, presumably has more thrust given the giant boosters on the back of those cannons. And, in recognition of all this, as opposed to the general type, they made it a support. I mean, that's just kind of how the game works. I feel like, big beam cannons on the back frequently equals support. But yeah, it's still, besides the shoulder cannons, it's still got most of the, if not all of the Rick DS arsenal. Still got the clay bazooka, still got the beam guns, still got the birdlime launcher. And the birdlime launcher it really is kind of a neat weapon because, yeah, it will reduce speed, and I forget whether all versions prevent transformation now or not. I think they do. But, yeah, it will prevent transformation in flight temporarily for things that it hits. And it kind of has a grenade-like arc, except whereas grenades, if you get too far out of their, stated range, they will not... that will explode in midair and stop. Birdlime, just keeps going since, sealant does not generally explode. So you can hit things way, way out of your reach with a birdlime launcher if you're good at aiming it. And let's see, the enemy team is bombing the base pretty early, which, to be honest, with the score difference, I think is might get them to break even if the way things are going. But yeah, if the enemy team is already having trouble coordinating enough because of the base bomb, I don't know how much it's going to help. But let's see. Really good shot there. I don't think the shoulder cannons have much, if any, splash, but the pilot got, so they must have been right in the path of the beam. But yeah, I like this. I'm glad they buffed it. The numbers definitely say that it was the right idea, which, as usual, I'll give an overview of that at the end of the video. But if you look at the links in the description, I have linked to all of this month's buffs and the statistics they sent with them. And like I mentioned before, if you check out the website when next month's buffs go live, if you go back to the old adjustments news post, you can see the difference it has made and whether that's within expectations or not. So that's a nice thing. I like that. In terms of their statistical reasons for doing things, they're fairly open about it as to how they and why they pick things to buff. I couldn't tell you, but yeah. Let's see. That is. Okay, yeah, 5 minutes to go, and that, I believe, is Demo's first death. Did a lot of good damage. Oh, Zeko Type 3. Yeah, that's I don't know what the ballistic defense on the Sturm DS is like, but yeah, Zeko Type 3 is just good in general, honestly. So, alright, so 4.5 minutes to go. Demo's team is up about 2-1. That can definitely change, but so far it's looking pretty good. Hopefully that one enemy team member has given up on the base bomb, because yeah, when you're this far behind and you're trying to bring it back, you really kind of need to stick close to one another and coordinate a little bit. As you can see, yeah, Demo's team pretty well coordinated, and there's like 2 red dots on the map. Of course, that may be the only ones alive at the moment. The other, one of the other enemies of making a comeback from this is getting spawn staggered. So yeah, really good damage against the Zeku Einz, because yeah, it's a again, so it's a pretty it's a better support now for sure. But I don't know. I am just out of brain. I got up early to play Final Fantasy Tactics with Salty for a little bit. They have announced a new version of that for modern systems. I recommend the game highly if you've never played it. It is excellent. And they're going to be using the PSP translation with the original game's gameplay. And there's both the original version and an enhanced version in the same package. So, and yeah, looks really nice. I am so looking forward to that. It is one of my favorite games, and yeah, and also if you've never checked out Tactics Ogre Reborn, I'm still frustrated that they they kind of had a combination of adjustments between the PSP and the modern version that the dungeons were not built for like permadeath from a fall, but that's what happens in Reborn. So yeah, I lost Deneb the Witch, and if you know anything about Tactics Ogre Reborn, that's like, and to get her back, I would have to play one of the other routes, and that's like dozens of hours away. So I just, much as I want to finish that and see how the rest of the game is, I put that up for a while. I put that up for a while a couple of years ago, but it's one of those things where by the time I get back to it, I'll probably just start it fresh, and it won't mean anything, because that is what I tend to do when I forget where I am in an RPG. But, okay, let's see. That base bomb is going, and it might catch up the enemy team if it goes off. The enemy team does seem a little bit more focused, but yeah, they're focused, but unfortunately there's only like 3 of them here, so they're easier to focus. So how that turned, well, okay, now people are spawning back in. Yeah, I feel like the enemy team is probably not going to get it together enough to win the round, but they are getting it together, and that's always a nice thing in and of itself, frankly. But yeah, I feel like just given the situation, Demo's team was right to ignore the bomb and just keep focusing the team members that were down, or the team that were while they were down a member, because they are holding on to a decent lead. So yeah, again, this is just, base bomb tactics are difficult, and I honestly don't have a great grasp on the math that goes into when you should or shouldn't. Just generally, if I feel like I'm not making any headway in a head-on fight, or if I am about to explode near an enemy base and have an opportunity, those are the times I'll go for it. But otherwise, yeah. Let's see. And that is a Hyakushiki Kai, I believe. Which variant, I'm not sure. Man, all the like Xenomorph style Hyakushiki MSV just blend together for me terribly. Like the ground type I can figure out because it is, it's got a bunch of shoulder cannons, but otherwise, yeah, it's not. It just brain cannot hold this many Hyakushikis. Let's see. And we are to the end. Demo's team pulled it off very nicely. And we are... Okay, Demo swept the board. 3,400, 1,650 in assists, and 118,000 damage. 3 and 3. Very nice. Alright, let's take a look at the next round. Okay, and this is what the Sturm DS looks like now. It is, they have improved the shoulder cannons and beam pistols. They have given it a dummy balloon to go with the birdlime launcher. So, which, yeah, I'm pretty sure most of the Zeta era mobile suits could use both. Even the Zeta, I believe, should have either adhesive grenades or possibly dummy balloons usable in its grenade launchers. It should also have a heat rod usable from its grenade launcher, but yeah, I kind of think we're not going to see that for balance reasons. But yeah, in addition to all those, Sturm DS got a resist move, level 1 at the higher levels, and level 2, which comes with some damage reduction at the oh, I said higher levels. No, level 1 at the lower levels, level 2 which comes with damage reduction at the higher levels. Let's see. There's only so much a pseudo dodge roll can do for you when you get cornered by pretty much the entire enemy team, though. So, and yeah, it looks like 1 or 2 people filtered in to try and help, and that is just kind of was not enough. Yeah, looks like 2 people are fighting the one person fighting one mobile suit over on the far side, and basically what it comes down to is, the allied team might have been able to help Demo out if the rest of them had all shown up at the same time and early enough. But yeah, once you kind of arrive to that kind of fight in waves, you're in trouble. But now on, he's using the shrapnel bazooka now, which, yeah, I like the shrapnel bazooka. With enough ranged mod behind it, it can do tremendous damage, especially, and tends to be good at breaking legs and things. I aim for the head so rarely, I don't know how fast it is at breaking that, but given what it did to the Ashimar sensors, it should be pretty good. But yeah, and of course, Sturm DS is one of the suits that gets to maintain its radar in scoped in mode, which I feel like should be a universal feature on radar suits, but it does kind of make sense given that the early mobile suits just kind of had a Star Wars X-Wing fighter style scope you just pulled in front of your face to aim. I can see as why that would that would obscure your greater radar. So it's, I don't know, sometimes this game goes for accuracy to the setting in very odd ways, I feel like, because anything that gets hit directly in the cockpit area with a beam should just be capital D dead. So and there's the Yuma Lightning Gelgoog, which, yeah, like I showed the other day, I really like its buffs. It is good. I haven't tried out all the buff things yet. I'm kind of trying to balance that with fulfilling requests, but the only thing I feel like could probably use the buffs were not quite there is the Axaku, whose grenade, of course, doesn't seem to do any damage but the relatively light incendiary damage. Of course, that's above and beyond its normal grenade. That's a new second grenade, so and it may run differently with the bazooka or the beam rifle. I've only used the machine gun because I like that machine gun. But let's see, where are we at? 4 minutes to go. Scores are relatively even. Deserted City is, or excuse me, this is Ruined City, I believe. Tends to be a little bit tougher time for me than Trenches, just in general. I feel like the fighting tends to be more close up there a lot of the time, despite despite some nice straightaways to be sniping people from, like this one here. Just, yeah, fights tend to get real close and just, take up entire alleys like they are doing directly to Demo's right. Demo is wisely going after the low health thing up there rather than, getting involved in the brawl, but also pulling back and, contributing to the brawl a little bit, not a bad idea either. I haven't looked at the dummy balloons capabilities, but I'm assuming it works like the dummy balloons for the Super Gundam and the Benager Mark II. Words! I'm going to keep saying for a few minutes here until probably the round is over and my thoughts are gathered. But yeah, they replace you on the enemy radar temporarily and give you stealth until either they blow up or you blow them up. So, and they also have the same speed and transformation inhibiting features that the birdlime launchers do. I swear I know words. I was given the words and they left without me. I don't know. Anyway, just one of those brain days. I have those a lot. And like I said, got up early to talk to Salty and play FF Tactics. But let's see. A couple of minutes to go. Demo's team is down a little bit, but not okay. Well, they're within 1 kill of it now, so they're not down that much. And yep, just have to hopefully not leave Demo on the far side of a raid here, and they will probably have it. Health is generally pretty good. Number 4 went back to the base to repair. They're about half health. I think it was a good call. And good exchange of shots there. Pretty sure Demo did more damage. And I'm pretty sure that's the Umagelgug, and yeah, that's a real good good target for a Sturm DS. The two of them together, maybe not as much, but yeah. Let's see. Yeah, like I said, Shrapnel Bazooka works really well. Just it's kind of a very fussy weapon because there is definitely like an optimum range to do the and range and positioning to do the most damage possible, and so it makes it a very finicky weapon and very hard to get enough build stun on demand when you're being pressed. But again, since this has a couple of instant stun things like the seal and the cannons, that's not a huge disadvantage. And let's see, 45 seconds. Yeah, I don't unless we have a really big rally here. I don't know that Demo's team is going to bring it back, but it's going to be a close round regardless. Well, there's a good start on one. But yeah, there's only 30 seconds left, and most of his team is low on health or exploded. So yeah, maybe not. Again, they are getting close. It is not impossible. Let's see how it plays out. See, and yeah, they're doing a pretty good job of focusing, but yeah, the enemy team is also still making gains. So yeah, so it was close. It was took it right down to the wire. But yeah, like being slightly down on points and very down on health in the last 30 seconds is kind of a nightmare scenario, honestly. That said, it was a good showing, and I'm sure we will get stats right now. Yep, 108,000 damage, 1,260 assists, 4 and 4, not bad at all. So yeah, that is going to do it for Gundam Battle Operation 2 for today. Thank you, Demo, for sending these my way. I really appreciate it. And until next time, everybody take care and have fun. Later. Okay, so they gave it 2,000 more hit points at level 1. It went from 19,000 to 21,000. Like a lot of other things, it got one slot each in 3 locations. So it went from close 11, mid 17, long range 12 to 12, 18, 13. And of course more at higher levels. The resist move level 1 was given to the first 3 levels of it. Level 4 gets level 2, which again gives some damage reduction. Got forced injector level 2, so it can change direction mid-boost more efficiently now. And the level 4 went from forced injector 2 to 3. It also got damage control, so it should be harder to stun. Again, the level 1 for the first 3 levels of the unit, and then level 4 for, or level 2 for level 4, not the other way. Also, okay, reduces inertial effort when switching direction of movement, so they refined its hovering a little bit, which is good. I've mentioned before I have a really hard time controlling momentum in hovering suits, so that is good. Yeah, they changed the name of the beam pistols to Neo-Zeon type beam pistol ×2. It has higher build stun, higher projectile speed, and the power went from 450 to 500. Back beam cannon 2 Neo-Zeon type is the new version of the double binder beam cannons. And yeah, it went from power of 1,200 per shot to 1,500. Heat rate went down to 85% from 90%, and it shaved 10 seconds off of its overheat time. Went from 25-second overheat to 15. More build stun from that. Shorter weapon swap time, and less you can move faster after using the weapon. That's how I was looking for. And yes, got a dummy balloon launcher. So, but yeah, it definitely needed that. At the absolute worst was the level 4 at 700. The support type win rate at 700 is 51.1%. It was winning 39.4% of the time. Rival win was similar, 50.7% versus 31. The average is 100,000, and it was doing 72,462. And unlike a lot of the other supports and mid to long range suits we've been looking at lately, it was actually incurring more losses at all levels than the average, which is probably why it got a lot more hit points and a defensive skill. Because yeah, at 700, the average losses for supports is 3 even. 3.4 is what the Sturm DS was doing. Down at 550 at its level 1, the average is also 3 for supports, and it was at 3.7. So yeah, it is, and the win rates were similarly low all the way across, like 8 to 10 points down from the average for supports on at every level. So yeah, definitely a good idea to give this an overhaul.